So let me say this, right? And I want you to just understand what I'm saying. A man being vulnerable around you oftentimes is a scam, right? Because I used to act like it. Because if I'm vulnerable around you, you give me what I want,
Hmm.
right? You will say, "Oh my God, he's a good guy. Oh my God, he doesn't mean no harm. Oh my God, he can
Yeah.
vulnerable." And so you got to be careful when it comes. And so if if I'm vulnerable around you, if it's real,
Hmm.
then I'm staying. If it's not real, it's a pretend. I know if I use my vulnerability, I can get what I want from you
No,
because as
no,
a
no.
woman,
Yeah, I got you. Go on.
right? So as a woman, you feed on that. Oh my God, he's vulnerable around me. That means he must see me as different. He must love me. He must. Not saying that he doesn't, but I used to use that because I knew it worked.
Hmm.
You know, I used to use the innocence.
Yeah,
There's, I listen. That's because, I'm
yeah.
gonna be open. It worked. And so you got to be careful when it comes to that kind of
That
stuff.
part, no, I get. So when I say vulnerable, it wasn't
Yeah,
even like I'm showing you my big sad feelings. It was just a slight, like, it wasn't, like the normal strong. Does, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Um, a little softness, I guess.
Yeah. I
That's what
understand.
I consider. Yeah.
If you generate your own safe feeling, you can feel safe to love. And this is why I can show love to anyone without
Hmm.
feeling any fear or rejection or any need to get, because my don't come from people. Yes, it does, right? Of course, because, you love me and everybody,
Right, right,
people love
right,
me,
right.
you know, but this is not why I love. I love because I'm from a safe. Here's the thing. Human being is the only ones. We're the only ones that can use. We're the only animals that can use a thought and begin to be in survival mode again. And this again, this come back to survival. We are the only one who can use a thought and go back to here. Other other creatures, other animals, they gotta be being chased by the enemy. They gotta be chased and they gotta, somebody gotta eat them or kill them to get to this place, right? And even
Mhm.
after they get to this place, when they escape danger, about 10, 15 minutes, they come back to
They
regular,
reset. Yeah.
right? For us, we can't. And so if something happened to us 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, today, we stay in that same place. And when you stay in that place, if you operate, here's the thing about this right here that I want you to understand, right? If you are in this place, if you don't feel safe and you don't feel free,
Hmm.
then what happened? You don't have access to this part.
Right,
And so you're gonna need somebody else to come to make you feel safe and free. So when
right.
somebody else comes and pretend to be something and give you a feeling, then
Yeah.
you're going to travel up to your heart. But it's not really your heart that you travel to because attachment and love is synonymous to many people. And so you begin to use that attachment to make you feel love.
I got
And I
it.
think that's when we get hurt.
That's exactly, I'm so aware of exactly what I did. So
Yeah.
now I like to know what I need to do is
Feel
be
safe.
different.
You have to
Yeah.
practice feel
Feel
safe.
safe.
You have
Okay.
to,
Go back
it
to the
has to be
beginning.
a practice. It has to.
Okay.
So come back. So whatever, and the thing about this is that
Mm.
anything sends it off. Anything just, as soon as it sees financial crisis or relationship being gone or family crisis or your kids, every time it goes danger, danger,
Yep.
when it goes to danger,
Makes me
that
sick
means
to think
everything
about it.
leaves,
Hmm.
right? Everything leaves from everywhere else to focus on security, security, because if security is always the first one,
Hmm.
security, being safe. And so if you love, if you have peace, if you are conscious, if security is not met, everything leaves to come to that first. And so this is why you have to create that environment within your mind. Remember, your mind is the place that creates safety or danger. Your mind. It's not the world, not the outside, not people. I mean, yes, people can be used to bring it to your mind, but we have to, that's why we have to be very careful about our minds too. And we have to be careful not to focus on those thoughts that makes us, because It is your job for to when them thoughts come to you. Remember, we started this from the beginning. When we
I
have
know.
these thoughts, we can, if since it feels so familiar and it looks familiar, it makes sense to us. And since it makes sense, we take these thoughts and when we take these thoughts, it gets to our body. Our body begins to feel these thoughts and begin to experience the truth of it. This is true. Our body, our body tells us it's true because it
Right.
aligns. And so once your body tells you it's true, here you go with your back pain. Here you go with your being tired and being drained and being frustrated because your body is agreeing to your thoughts because it cannot not agree with it. And so because it's in alignment. And so now to access your own love and to access your own truth, to access your own consciousness, you can't because you are stuck in your so you are stuck in
Hmm.
survival. If you are surviving, if you are in your survival, I have never seen a zebra looking for love while being chased.
Right.
Never. I've
Right.
never I've never seen a zebra looking
There's
for
no
peace.
mating. Yeah, there's no mating while you're flying away from the
Right,
hawk, right?
right, right.
Yeah, gotcha.
I never seen a zebra trying to find truth while he's being chased. Only when the chase is finished and he's back to his flow. But the thing about humans, like I said, humans never get back to that place because we're not realizing that we can be. And so we look for all our lives people to bring us that which we have within ourselves.
Mm. That's what I like. That's what I figured out. I just need to know what to, I need to know what to do about it.
So what you do
I
about it?
was excited because I was like, oh, that's what you've been doing. Oh, Kirk will just tell you.
What if
Hmm.
it goes back to the same question? What is it that makes you feel safe?
Like in that situation.
No, 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 no.
Well, it
Genuine.
makes me feel safe. Like probably, what's known makes me feel safe. Um, I don't know, really. There's not a lot. Well, if I put on my armor, I feel safer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I realized. I was like, oh, which I enjoyed being, and I've been that way in different times of my life. Like when I said, oh, I wish I would have known you at different times. Like when I could be in my feminine, right? So when I feel safe, I can be feminine. I can laugh. I can dance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and anyway, other than my armor and knowing, I don't know.
Power of knowing. Well,
But I don't like
knowing.
that experience anymore, you know?
Okay. The second question I will ask you, the armor of knowing what?
Ha. Well, like my armor is my battlefield, but knowing,
Uh-huh.
like I always have to know, like,
Know what?
right? Well, so let me just tell you, it's funny. I hear about empaths, right? And I feel everything. Because why? Not because I'm special and chosen. It's because that's how I know my world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Does it
But
make sense to you? Like
what it
I
is,
know when I walk in the room, that's so that knowledge makes me feel safe, and I don't know jack shit anymore. So I mean, feeling
well,
really unsafe.
knowledge of what?
I don't know, like what to expect, what to know, who you're going to be, where's the threat, right?
Okay. I know exactly what you get into. I just wanted to ask you just to hear you say it, just to see that you come to an end of realizing that there's no knowledge that makes you feel safe
Mm-mm.
because you
Oh,
never
I
know
got
anything.
you.
What makes you feel safe
The
is knowing you.
illusion.
It's just you. It's just knowing where you stand. It's just knowing that you are perfectly fine to handle whatever comes. That's what makes you feel safe. It's not about nothing will come. And if whether the storm comes or not, nothing changes because you know you are capable of going through the storm.
Of
You're perfectly
handling
fine.
it. Hmm.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's the thing. Like the storms that so here's the thing. Like I know what this was like. I know like whether it was Rick, right, or Alex, or Dad, or whatever. So this was better than all of that. So it felt safer, you know.
Hmm.
So if I
Hmm.
get rid of this, then what? I don't know.
Yeah,
But I already
yeah.
did. I couldn't. part of me did not want to do that.
So when you get rid of that, that last
Hmm.
one is when you have to now look at you
Myself,
and,
I know.
and right, and
It
then
was,
something was missing. Right.
yeah.
So something was missing because you put that in place of that what was found, and
Hmm.
that wasn't what was found. You found a catalyst.
Hmm.
You
To
found the
feel
outside. So
the way I wanted to
right,
feel. Hmm.
you found an attachment to something that makes you feel, that gives you the reason to feel safe. And so now here is the reason why I feel safe. Me,
Okay.
Kirk, where I could be who I want, express myself my way, speak how I want, feel exactly my emotions that I want, love who I want, not love who I want, is because I am what I want. I am what I want to be. I am exactly what I want to be. And so nothing changes or nothing moves, no matter what happens on the outside. I have learned, and when I say I have learned myself, it's not that I have learned all my characteristics or my traits. I just learned to depend like, hey, if something happens based on history, just like you, based on history, based on what I've experienced, just like you, I overcame every single thing.
Single
And
one.
I know this consciously. But since I know it consciously, I have learned to stop worrying about if this happens. I've already overcame many things, and so me to feel safe, I've been through my divorce. I've been through my breakups. I've been through my suffering, and so I know. Oh, I felt it before. Damn, that was bad. However, now I have more knowledge and understanding of myself. I won't die. I won't crush. I won't, I won't just disappear. I won't suffer. I know I won't because I told myself that, right? I tell myself that I won't suffer. I will be good. I'm good if nothing happens. And so I convince myself. So when I convince myself, I believe it. And so now when everything comes, I'm never struggling. I'm never suffering anymore. I don't, anticipate things to happen. Because a lot of times, what you're doing unconsciously, you are anticipating things to happen. That's why you
Hmm.
don't feel safe. Because what are you seeing in your mind to make you feel nauseous? And so if you've seen it in your mind, is what you expect. And what you
Right.
expect becomes your faith. It is your faith. So that means
Right.
you are faith,
Faith
you are
in your
putting your
fear.
faith in right in
Hmm.
something that you want to happen. And when it happens, then you have less safety. You feel less safe. And so you have to understand that your safety stands in you is about your imagination. It's about your thoughts. It's about learning that when certain thoughts come, that one thought could affect your entire security, your entire danger zone, your entire anxiety. So you have to take that thought. I know it feels normal. I know it's programmed into you. I know you like it, even though you don't. I know it create that one thought creates
Right.
and generates so much chemistry. It means so much feelings, because that's what
Yeah.
feelings are, chemistry. It generates so much feelings that when you have this thought, your feelings begin to start. And then since the feelings start, here you go, believe in the thought.
You know, it's so funny. I back to what I was telling you originally, like I'm like we're in this invisible prison, and I'm like, because we don't really know how to use our feelings. Like it really should be a gift, our feelings, right? Um, that's what I realized. I'm like, well, the feeling we don't know how to use, like we don't use our love feeling, right? But maybe
Yeah.
but the other feelings aren't good. They're really like it's really part of the gift, the discernment, the whatever. I just feel like with them, I'll just talk about been programmed and stuck in these feelings, which is like that's the prison.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Mhm. It is. Same feelings. Let me say this. Same feelings, different experience.
Hmm.
Same feelings, different experiences of feelings. If you are in this place, if you
Hmm.
are in this place right here, you don't know who you are yet. You're not powerful. You're not free.
Hmm.
You're not safe. What happens if you are in this place? Your feelings are very strong. It has to be because
Hmm.
you are still in survival. When you
Survival.
are in survival,
Hmm.
yeah, survival mode, your feelings are very strong. It's for safety. You're protecting yourself. You got to fight. Always have to fight or flight, right? So imagine this place right here, right? It's like living in the ghetto, living in the
Hmm.
one of those places where crime is high and everybody's trying to rob you and steal and all. This is you can't feel safe here. You don't have time. You can't feel nothing besides fear and anxiety because you, any day now, you're expecting to get robbed or shot or something. I don't know.
Right,
Right?
something.
When you move to a different community, that's why people move out of this area and go to this area. When you move out of this and to go to this, now you're in a better, safe location. And your
Hmm.
your focus could be on something else. You can now you ain't got to feel all this strong, threatening feelings. And so when you are in these feelings, it just means when you are in here, it just means it keeps you as a trap. And energy just keep
Hmm.
it will go up, then it come back down. And so it does it so much that this is why you get tired. This is why people get drained because it's not going all the way up. It's just circles.
Yeah, and
And
it's
so you
it's
keep going
funny.
back.
Like I can have moments where I'm like, oh, like I can feel it in my heart. I'm like, oh, thank God, what a relief. You know what I mean? Like those
Yeah.
moments throughout the day. But I have a hard time maintaining it.
Yeah. And this is why you have to be conscious of it. It's not about the hard time maintaining it. It's because
Okay.
you take your mind off of it. You take your awareness off of it. You take the flashlight off of it and look somewhere else. You remember the
Hmm.
flashlight? You take
Hmm.
the light
Hmm.
off of it and you go somewhere else because you think something else needs your attention. And when you do that, this disappears. Remember, when the light gone, it disappears. It comes back to darkness. So when you take your awareness off of that feeling or that what you desire, it becomes dead to you. Just like when you take your eyes off the problem, it too becomes dead to you.
You know what's
So
funny? I'll tell
mhm,
you. Like whatever. I went sprinting with Isaac last year because I thought I'd try, and I hurt my heel, and it doesn't always hurt, and it hasn't hurt for the last couple of weeks because really I forgot that my heel hurt because I was probably thinking about my nauseous stomach. But do you know what I mean?
uh,
Like it
mhm,
just hasn't hurt. Now, if I think about it, it probably
yeah,
will.
it's because you focus. What your focus is on is what is. If
All
your
right,
focus is on
so
here it comes.
can you give me some practices, like just a direction? You know what I mean? To
About
help me
what?
maintain my focus. Like, so it's not because I'll do whatever you tell me, right? So, like, a meditating, whatever. But I do
What
throughout the day. What I notice is if I'm like, okay, soft shoulders, open heart, there's nothing to do, right? Because I always feel like, oh, I got to do something just to try to go back to that as frequently as I can. Like, that's been my whatever. That's what.
what do you want to focus on? What brings you peace or safety?
Like what thoughts?
No, just in general.
Well, like talking to you is kind of nice. I feel safer then. uh, I don't
Yes.
really know. I haven't really thought about that, I guess.
Think about it. You have to know what brings you happiness and
Okay.
peace if you want to have access to it. You have to know what you want and then what you want. And it's not because you need something from the outside to make you feel anything. But the thing about it is that if you want to have access to it, you must put it inside your system.
Okay.
To have access to it, you must bring it. You must. I was looking at one the scriptures today when I was in gym. It says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you." And the way how I think about that, me personally, the way I think about that is because the way before you form something in the physical, before it appear in the physical, it has to exist.
In the
I knew
mind.
it, I thought it,
Hmm.
I felt it, I imagined it. So I knew it. And then it was formed in the womb, the universe. The universe grows whatever you plant. It grows whatever you plant. And so what do you want? If you know what you want, you plant it,
Okay.
right? You plant it in your
It's funny because that I haven't thought about it like that because what I thought about, oh, I was just supposed to imagine this and that and the other. But really, if I don't start with the safety piece probably all the time, noticing when that gets out of hand, nothing else can be even like it's off limits.
mind. You know what? If you if you think about something, the feeling comes, right? The
Hmm.
emotion comes. Anything that you think about, what's connected to that emotion? Because there's always something connected to that thought. So if
Hmm.
you think something, because that's how emotions are past records, just as thoughts. Thoughts are records of the past.
Hmm.
And so everything that you think already has a feeling that goes with it. So if you think about somebody hurting you or this or lying to you,
Right.
there's a memorized feeling that comes to your body, right?
Hmm.
And we let the feelings be. Now, in the reverse, if you feel something that you want to feel, that connects to a thought too.
Hmm.
So what if you begin to feel safe?
Yeah.
Just imagine if you
Yeah.
just and to feel
No,
safe sometimes you
now
just
I
gotta,
got you. Like I knew I
right?
wasn't feel. I didn't know that's where I needed to start again, silly enough.
Start from the bottom. So
Hmm.
if I was safe, just imagine if you were safe, how would I feel? And that's a question that you're gonna ask. If I was safe, how would I
I
feel?
got you.
If everything was provided, if God was right here next to me, if God was sitting right next to me, looking at me and smiling at me and say, "Hey, Gina, I'm here." Right? Just imagine God
Right.
saying that, Gina, I'm here. And not the God with the face, right? But God with, God with whatever you want to take with him with.
I don't even know. Right.
Gina, I'm here. And this, like if the creator, let's personalize the creator. Let's give him a personality.
Can I tell you my favorite words in the whole
Hmm.
world? I
What's
got
that?
you. Right? Like I
What?
got you. I
I
got
got
you.
you.
It's yeah. I love that. Like I can
Good.
relax into that.
Good. Well, sometimes you have to imagine those phrases.
Yeah.
And you have to imagine if you put a personality on a image of God, because you can put whatever your image you want, and you put God sitting down right next to you, because you are using your imagination, and your
Hmm.
imagination cannot be wrong. It cannot. It's
Right.
perfect. And so if you imagine God right next to you, sitting down right next to you, and as he's sitting down next to you, he looks at you and says, "Gina, I got you." Right? And as you think about this, as you imagine this feeling comes to you. That
Like I
feeling.
can feel it right now. Yeah.
That's the feeling. And you can't explain it. You can't verbalize it. You can't vocalize. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
you can't because it's a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And because feelings cannot be explained. It just can't be. Only a
Right.
little bit. And so when you begin to feel that feeling, you hold on to that feeling and you begin to do it again later on. And you
Okay.
do it again. And you do it again. You will have to know when the feeling leaves. You have to be aware. You have to stay awake. This is why you can't go to
Mm.
sleep. And what does go to sleep means? Go to sleep means you can't go back to the subconscious mind and having a whole bunch of random crap happens and it takes you away from you are sleeping
Yeah.
again. You
Peace.
have to know when,
Okay.
you have to know when you fall back to sleep.
I got
This
you.
is the hard part. So when the feeling leaves, now it is your choice. Hey, bring it back. Let me use my thoughts and my imagination again to bring that feeling because safety is yours. I had to do this for years, for months and
You
months
did.
before.
I sometimes I
Oh
feel
man,
so bad. I'm like, oh, fuck. Like this guy is gonna get so tired of doing the same stuff, but I need you right now. uh,
you have to put the feeling there. And
okay.
when you see God is with you, and you could imagine that feeling because it doesn't that can't come from outside. It has to come from on the
I
inside.
know. Well, I think that's the thing. I finally, or like, was like it was like, oh yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
Because I did. I
yeah,
was like, what was it? And I remember when we started, and I remember I was like, oh wow, I never felt this feeling before with a man where I felt safe.
yeah,
And so then that was the thing I could not let go of.
yeah.
And that's why I felt like I was losing part of my, it wasn't about him. I know that, that's not real love.
Right,
Like there
right.
are parts I love, but that part was that's not, that's the part for me that I needed to learn.
Yeah. It's all you, man. It's all in you. It starts with you, ends with you. You're the Alpha and the Omega. But you say it's God is, but God is
Hmm.
in you. So you are the beginning and the end. But you have to remember when you begin to feel safe, you begin to choose differently.
So that's the practice is to
Feel.
practice feeling safe,
Yeah.
notice when I'm starting to feel like, oh,
Right.
and get back to it.
And because remember your environment, the way how you see your environment, and when I see your environment, your life
All of it. Hmm.
is unsafe. That's what kept you in this unsafe feeling. So you have a perception of your own life, your version is very scary.
Hmm.
And so when you feel unsafe, you're going back to your perception. You're going
Yeah.
back to your own image of your life. And so if you're gonna believe, because it's easy to believe. it's been set for a long. You've
Right.
been painting a picture
It's
for a long time.
I
So
I was
to
thinking
feel
that too. I
unsafe,
was like, crap, I've
right,
been doing this for so long.
right, because the picture matches your life, your physical or your perception of your physical life, and so it's easy to go back because so when you start to feel unloved or unsafe, you're like, see, this is why because
Oh
everything
yeah, I'll
shows it.
find. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, it's funny too. I was when I was listening to, I was thinking that the other day. I was like, it doesn't matter what's out there because as long as I'm having this feeling or this idea or this belief, like the most beautiful thing could be out there, I'm not going to see it. It's going to be invisible to me because there has to be perfection, right? Has to be.
Mhm.
It has to be.
Yeah,
But all this knowledge is not going to serve me one damn bit unless I feel safe. And I could,
yeah,
that's the thing that kind of sucks. I was like, I know this stuff. I've experienced this stuff. I experience it on a regular manifestation, whatever. It doesn't even feel like a big deal to me
yeah,
because I can't exit. Like, what's the point, right? If I don't have these feelings and I
yeah,
didn't know where I was off, and it's the safety piece.
yeah. And you know what I noticed about you?
Hmm.
You keep saying that you're not feminine and but you are very feminine, by the way.
With you. And sometimes, like, yeah, it's not, I don't know. Like, it's something I had to realize. Like, it took me a long time to realize. I remember one time, it was funny, Alex was over and he was going to move a chair for me, and I almost took it out of his hands. I was like, "Are you?" Because I do enjoy that part. Like, I enjoy the laughter, I enjoy the freedom, I enjoy the creativity.
Yeah.
I just, I didn't spend a lot of time there, you know.
Start doing it now on your own.
Yeah,
Practice it.
because and the reason I didn't like, so that's why I enjoyed Manny, because I was like, I get to be feminine. I could laugh, I could play,
Yeah,
you know, just
yeah,
and whatever.
yeah. I understand. I completely get it.
Hmm.
Start doing it on your own. And because
Yeah,
the feeling has to be natural now. It has to be
yeah,
safe, has to be natural. When feeling safe is natural, you see how everything else begins to grow. Because when this begins to unblock, it opens up, it spins differently. And energy begin to tell this, okay, now you can be free. You're safe, no danger.
yeah.
When this begin to be free, who you see yourself to be is different. Now you ain't got to be scared, insecure, depressed. This moves away. Then there's access to love, and
Yeah.
so that's how it flows. It's like the energy sprouts out.
And
Safety brings energy.
there's no authenticity when I'm not in that safe place. Like I don't
Yeah,
like
right.
and I crave that feeling in
Yeah,
myself. I can't have it because I'm
you
being
can
alone.
you can
Not
have it.
not what I'm saying. No, I'm saying what I like if I'm not relaxed and comfortable, then I
Yeah,
can't be vulnerable and authentic and genuine, the parts I enjoy. Thank
it's just
you.
that you have to.